What's up, delightful humans? I'm Shannon Townsend.
And I'm Richard Townsend of the Married Marks podcast.
And you are listening to Scheduled for One Fall.
The Big 5-0, episode 50. It's been a journey so far. We started this last year a little bit, like 13 months ago. And, me and Val do appreciate everyone that listens to the show. And, we appreciate you joining us, every week, which, we drop a new episode every Friday. And you can catch us on, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or even Podbean. Whatever works for you. I don't know if you got an Android or iPhone or a BlackBerry or a Sidekick or whatever type of phone you have. Yeah, whatever type of phone you have, you can pretty much find us everywhere. We also, encourage you to leave us a 5-star rating if you can. That would be cool.
And subscribe.
Yeah, and subscribe. Don't just give us a 5-star and just leave. We're putting out some good content. We're bringing wrestlers that you may or may not have heard of, and letting them just be regular and shit like that. And we're going to continue to do that. But you can find us also on Twitter at SFOF Podcast, and the same on IG. So make sure you follow us on there. I am Patrick alongside Val Capone. Val, how are you?
I am awesome.
That's great.
I'm definitely this Arizona sun, man. It's getting to me, brother. I'm working spring training here. We had our 11th game of the spring training season at Sloan Park, where the Chicago Cubs play. So it went well. It was crazy. Let me tell you, Cub fans love getting their drink on, but especially in Arizona.
Yes, win or lose, you can
they
definitely
still booze.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so that's good. I wish I could trade that sun for what I got here where I'm at. I'm not in Chicago at the moment. I am in the ass crack of Wisconsin.
Oh no.
Like South Wisconsin, and it was a tornado warning. So,
Yikes.
That's been my week, just rain and tornado warnings. So, but that's all going to change though, because coming back to Chicago tomorrow and going to Warrior Wrestling 4, which is going to be amazing, and hopefully I can see some people that I haven't seen before, and get to shoot the shit with people. I'm not going to be the only black person there, but
no, you will not. I see many people of many colors and persuasions, and there's a lot of different people at Warrior Wrestling, which is one of the reasons why I love it so much.
Yeah, like the last time I went, there was a lovely African-American family right next to me, and it was cool because I think that was the first time they actually saw like a wrestling event live and stuff like that. So it was cool seeing the kids and stuff, and very family friendly and stuff. Definitely, if you don't have tickets, you're missing out. Definitely go get a ticket or just show up. Chicago Heights tomorrow. Doors open at 5. So.
Well, actually, so the VIP for the Fan Fest starts at 5:30, and doors for the event are at 6:30. Bell time is at 7:30.
Okay, and there you go.
You can look into tickets at warriorwrestling.net. And I was going to save it till Chicago Update, but I guess we could talk about it now.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? There's going to be some insanely sick matches tomorrow night. Like if I think it might be the main event, or at least it's definitely like one of the top matches on the card, I think. For the first time ever anywhere on the planet, there's a pretty big dream match we got looking forward to. We got SoCal Uncensored against OVE. So basically Southern California versus Ohio. And it's sick because, SCU just got all sorts of All In, and they're All Elite Wrestling now. So who knows when the next time you're going to see them not at an All Elite card is. And Sami Callihan and the Chris brothers are just amazing. Like that trio works together so well. So that's going to be huge. And then for me and all of those of you, which I hope everyone does, all the supporters of women's wrestling out there, this is like insane. Like, what a cool generational match, you know? One of the top wrestlers from back in the day, Lisa Marie Varon, is going to be taking on one of the top wrestlers of current day, Jordan Grace. But, you know, so Victoria is what a lot of people would know her as from
Yeah,
WWE. But she's still a badass and she's still wrestling. And, you know, she's kind of doing like a last hurrah tour. But I mean, she's amazing. Like, and
I'm
she's
gonna
such a nice woman. She's so nice.
I'm going to
So,
say that's really the match that I'm looking forward to because I am such a huge Thick Mama Pump fan, and also
oh,
fan of Victoria as well. Very underrated when she was in WWE. I feel like
absolutely.
so
And
I'm definitely looking forward to that match.
I feel like every Mark, neckbeard, Smark, whatever you want to call yourself or whatever you want to call me, that's fine. Lady Marks, we all owe Victoria a huge debt because when nobody was giving a crap about wrestling in Chicago, she made sure that we had a place to go at the Squared Circle for a number of years. So
Yeah,
she was the driving force behind that until they unfortunately closed recently.
yeah, I
But
know.
so this is pretty cool. Like, it's not just Jordan Grace versus Lisa Marie Varone, but it's for the Progress Women's Championship.
Oh yeah.
So it's pretty awesome. I'm super stoked about it. Also, we are going to have Sam Adonis taking on LA Park or La Park,
Hmm.
FKA La Parka. So that's going to be insane. I mean, I, I'm so excited about this entire card. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Like, it's really good. Austin Aries and Eddie Edwards have some serious beef from our last show. I
Hmm.
mean, it was just insane. Like, it got really intense. There's not a lot of blood happening at Warrior Wrestling because it is really family friendly, but that's how like insane that match was. That Aries was split up pretty bad. So we're gonna see what happens when they face each other again. I don't know if there's gonna be a kendo stick involved. It's being called a pure wrestling match.
Hmm.
So I'm guessing that means that no outside objects will be allowed. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I'm super stoked for it. And then, so basically, the next one is, which this is just crazy. Like every single match, I'm reading it off, and I'm just like, every match is better than the last. So we all know the Rascals, right? Are you familiar with the Rascals?
Oh
Trey
yeah,
Miguel?
yes.
Yeah,
Impact, yeah, yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm familiar with them because I liked when they first kind of debuted on Impact. They were kind of like they build them as like stoners, and you know that's right up
Hmm.
my alley. So
Yeah, oh yeah, they do the whole like you know, sitting in a circle in a hazy room talking to each other. Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Trey Miguel, Desmond Xavier, and Zachary Wentz are the Rascals. But here's what's weird about it is that they're in, and I have no idea how this is going to go, honestly. I'm just like, what? So they're in a fatal four way for the Warrior Wrestling Championship title against Brian Cage. So
that's
it's the
really
first,
crazy.
yeah, it's like the first pin wins. So not only do the three of them have to go up against the machine, Brian Cage, like, are you kidding me? But they have to go up against each other, and it's not very often that they compete against each other. So that should be sick. And then can we just talk about another amazing women's match on the card? Like, I love the fact that I work with a promotion that has not one but multiple matches with female talent because to
Yes,
them they're just wrestlers. It's not that they're showcasing women's wrestling. It's that we're showcasing wrestling. And I think it's great that we have such a sick match between Jordan Grace and Lisa Marie Varone. But then here we have Kylie Ray taking on Britt Baker, and now both of them are in AEW. You know, Britt Baker was the first female talent to be signed by AEW. So it's going to be
yeah,
awesome to see them go against each other. And I was really lucky. I got to interview Kylie Ray and let her know that she would be facing Britt Baker at this show. And she was so excited. And her reaction was 100% legit because she had no idea what we were talking about. Usually I give her a heads up, like, hey, Kylie, I got to talk to you about this and that. And no, I was just like, hey, just, you know, this is happening. And she was so stoked. So you can
that is
see that reaction on their website. And then, of course, this is going to be the match that you're going to have to remind yourself that there's children in the audience because
Mm.
the ego Robert Anthony is taking on Brian Pillman Jr.
Oh
And if,
man.
I know, and Anthony is going to have your favorite of favorites, Frank the Clown, in his corner.
You know, you know, you were there at
Oh yeah.
I was at Warrior Wrestling too, and I lost my voice yelling at Frank the Clown, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose my voice again
Yeah.
yelling at Frank the Clown. I can't wait. I can't wait to boo him. I think I've tweeted that many of times. He might have got me muted or blocked by now, but I told him that I look forward to booing him. So
Well,
yeah.
he loves to be rude to me every time I interview him, so we'll see what happens. Maybe he'll give you more reason to boo me or boo him rather. And then so next we have Moose is taking on Wardlow, and I mean, just the two of them are just giants. And watching the powerhouse in each corner, it's going to be awesome to see this. The next match is just insane. I mean, two of my absolute favorites, DJZ versus Sammy Guevara. I mean, I
Oh
love
man,
Sammy
yeah,
Guevara so much. So much.
yeah,
I'm so happy
yeah.
for Sammy
No,
Guevara being signed to AEW. And DJZ is like one of the hottest free agents now. I mean, it's just it's just ridiculous. Like I just don't even know what to expect for this other than me like screaming a lot.
yeah, yeah. Like the first time I saw Sammy, I was blown away. I believe it was at Warrior Wrestling. And he was in the main event. Man, it was remarkable. So wonderful.
Yeah, yeah, that was at Warrior 2, if I'm not mistaken. That was a War of
Yeah,
Attrition in which Brian Cage won the first ever Warrior Championship. So, I mean, it's just, I mean, I'm talking about all these matches, just like I'm going through the card, and this is insane that this is like just one show. I mean,
yeah.
absolutely insane.
Definitely a great card from top to bottom. Like I can't wait for the show. So but Warrior Wrestling always come through with an amazing card. So I can't wait.
Well, now I do have a little bit of sad news. I believe people probably know this, but recently Luke Perry passed away,
Yeah.
and his son, who wrestles as Jungle Boy, who recently also was signed to AEW, was supposed to
Mhm.
be appearing on our show tomorrow, but unfortunately, to spend time with his family, as you know, we fully support. It's
Yeah.
just so awful that his
Yeah.
father passed away. So he will not be able to join us tomorrow night for Warrior Wrestling, or excuse me, Friday night for Warrior Wrestling. So Matt Nix will be taking his place in the 6-man tag team match that he was supposed to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Ace Austin is going to take Matt Nix's spot in the 6-man scramble, which features Isaiah Velasquez,
Mm-hmm.
um, Rich Swan, Andrew Everett, Gringo Loco, and Bryce Benjamin. Like, what? That's
Yeah,
a scramble match?
that's gonna be a crazy match. Yeah, and
Dude. And now
that's
Ace Austin also. So,
yeah. Yeah, shout out
um,
to Matt Nix though. Purple Power.
yeah,
For real.
I'm so
So
stoked about Purple Power. He's going to be joining Hornswoggle and Congo Kong in a 6-man
oh
tag match.
brother.
I know, dude. Taking
Oh
on
brother.
Ethan Page and the Space Pirates. Like, what?
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, this show is sick. I just don't even, like, I feel so privileged that I get to be a part of such an awesome event. And, you know, never mind that there's also like the fan fest. So you get to meet all these amazing people. And it's such an awesome event. So
Yeah.
super excited about it. Um, yeah. So if you
Hey.
don't already have your tickets, get them now,
Yeah,
like
get them now
ASAP.
or show up tomorrow and get them because it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be packed too. So, but yeah. So Warrior Wrestling, tomorrow gonna be fun. Or when the show drops, it'll be tonight.
Yeah. So
So
Friday the
yeah. So
15th.
yeah. So I guess we can move on to the news. The first thing I want to talk about, and I don't think you seen the list, but did you happen to catch the 40th annual Wrestling Observer Awards?
No, I didn't
Okay,
because
so
I've
the
been
reason,
very busy with
yeah,
work.
yeah, you've been busy. I forgot. My bad.
It's okay.
So what I did, and I didn't put that in the doc for a reason because I kind of figured that you didn't know. So I'm going to read off some winners of the awards, and I want you to tell me what you think, if it's like if you agree or
Okay.
so we'll start with I'll start from bottom to top. So the worst gimmick of the year was Constable Corbin.
Hot
That one worst gimmick of the
Topic
year.
clearance rack Corbin.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
um
Okay.
uh
Yeah. I mean,
Worst.
I don't know. I feel like a moment of bliss is pretty damn close, but okay.
Yeah. Worst major promotion of the year, WWE. Which is crazy.
I
um
mean, yeah, and it's hard to say that that's not accurate. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
also, when they say worst major promotion, that is like the major
Yeah, I'm about
promotion.
to say
So,
it's the
like,
only one. Yeah, but I get it. um Worst feud of the year, Sasha Banks versus Bailey.
oh my gosh, yes, agreed.
Okay. Worst match of the year, Brothers of Destruction versus DX at Crown Jewel.
I wouldn't know because I didn't watch it because I
Oh,
refused
that's
to.
right. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
But
um
the answer is yes because that just
okay.
even hearing that out loud, it makes me angry.
Worst commentator of the year, Jonathan Coachman. I was going to say Michael Cole, but
Can
I don't know.
it be like
And
Jonathan Coleman? So it's like both of
yeah,
them.
yeah. Most overrated by their promotion and not by the fans, Baron Corbin wins again.
Okay.
Oh, he's taking all the shit awards. Move of the year was Omega's One Winged Angel.
Yes.
Um, yeah. The best booker of the year is Gato from New Japan.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Best commentator of the year, Kevin Kelly won that.
Interesting. I
Yeah,
mean, good
that
for
is.
him. Good for him.
Yeah,
I
that is
figured you were
interesting.
gonna say I thought you were gonna say Moro and then I was gonna have to disagree with you. But no, yeah, I could
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. Um, Non-wrestler of the year, Paul Heyman. Uh,
Again, I thought you were gonna say Moro Ronaldo because people are so hot for Moro.
yeah. Um,
But I can see Paul Heyman, yeah. Okay.
Most underrated, Finn Balor.
Interesting.
Yeah, that
I
is
think
very interesting.
all my responses are gonna be interesting. Like
O-
every single one so far has been interesting.
Okay.
Um, yeah, okay. I could see Finn Balor being most underrated, but how about Mustafa Ali?
Yeah,
Like,
that was going to be my pick. If I would have had to choose, it would have been Mustafa Ali, and he's been
yeah,
having a crazy year. High flyer of the year was Will Ospreay.
yeah. I feel like that's pretty much a given. I would obviously put Ali back into that conversation, and definitely Ricochet.
Yeah, true. Um, the Brian Danielson Award, Best Technical Wrestler, is your boy Zack Sabre Jr.
Yes, Baber
Yeah, yes,
Jr.
Sabre. The non-heavyweight MVP, Will Ospreay.
Okay, I can
Uh,
also see that.
Women's Wrestling MVP, Becky Lynch.
I disagree.
I do it too. European MVP is Walter.
Yes, agreed.
Um,
Only if his
Mexican,
name's all in cap locks.
it is.
Okay, then 100% agreement.
Yes. Mexican MVP, LA Park.
Yeah, see, I'm so stoked to watch him tomorrow in person. Oh my god, I haven't seen him in so long.
Japanese MVP, Kenny Omega.
Uh,
Yeah, I know.
can you have a Gaijin as a Japanese MVP? Okay, cool, whatever, yes.
Yeah, I
How
guess.
about
And
Minoru Suzuki to eat your face off? Okay, go
yeah,
for it. That's why he's a
no,
one-winged angel, because Minoru
yes,
Suzuki ate his other wing.
that is true. North American MVP AJ Styles.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. I know. No.
Can I give it a
Yeah.
is it an
Um
accurate assessment?
yeah, the best weekly TV shows NXT, which I think we can agree.
Yeah, I mean,
Um
yes, but I also think 205 Live, wow. 205
yeah,
Live is like
205 Live
right
has been
there.
crazy this year. Yeah. Um Promotion of the year, New Japan Pro Wrestling. They won it. Um
Well,
which
that's
mm,
I feel like that's, also I feel like that Wrestling Observer definitely needs to get independent wrestling.tv
yeah, they
because
do. There's a
start
lot of
watching freelance, start
yeah,
watching.
it's a lot of other stuff out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're getting to the good stuff. Okay, the
Okay.
best person, I guess, promo guy of the year, Daniel Bryan. He won.
All
Um
right.
which I can, if his newer stuff, now him as a heel, I can see.
See,
Gimmick of
that's
the year.
that's that's like what I have a problem with though. That's why I don't agree with Becky Lynch because she had a hot shit 2.5 months of the year, but I
Yeah,
don't think
that's
she
it.
was
Yeah.
the best of the year. And same with Daniel Bryan. I'm just like, the new Daniel Bryan is
Yeah, he just
fantastic.
started warming up. Yeah. He just
But
started going crazy.
yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would have given it to him before. Honestly, I'd
Yeah.
probably throw it at the Miz because that guy is sick with
Oh
the
man, yeah,
microphone.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You know what I
Um,
mean?
yeah, I can see the Miz winning that. Gimmick of the year, Velveteen Dream.
Oh, duh. That's a given.
Yeah. Most improved of the year, Hangman Adam Page.
Hmm.
Um,
I didn't think he was not great to
I didn't
begin
yeah,
with. I
that's my thing. I didn't think it was bad.
I thought he was. I mean, I thought he was great from Jump Street. Like this whole last year, I feel like he definitely has more confidence, I think, than ever.
Oh
But
yeah.
I feel like for a while he's been solid.
Yeah, he's been good. And his match at All In against Joey Janela was one of the ones that stood out for me. So
Well,
uh,
maybe that's why he got the nod then, because that was September 1st of
right,
2018.
right,
So,
yeah. Rookie of the year, Ronda Rousey.
so I want to know how they qualify that because while I don't disagree with that necessarily, I don't know
Mhm.
that I agree with it entirely.
Right. Yeah, that's
Um,
true, you know. But I don't think anyone's had a faster rise in the business than Ronda, but we all know why. We know why.
well,
If she
but
was
that's what I mean.
yeah.
It's it's difficult for me to say that she's the rookie of the year. I mean, but you also kind of can't argue it either because she has done so much in such a brief time
Yeah.
for, WWE. I
Yeah.
mean, I obviously I can't say Ruby Riott because she technically debuted on the main roster in 2017 and she's been wrestling since like 2010. But
Yeah.
Ronda legitimately made her in-ring debut in 2018. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean you can't really argue it, even though it doesn't feel good. I got to be
Yeah, I
honest.
know. Yeah, it's
It
definitely
just
a cheap win. All right, so we're down to the last five. So tag
okay.
team of the year, the Young Bucks, of course.
I I was gonna say me and you, but that's okay.
Yeah, yeah. We're second place. It's all
Yeah,
right.
so close, so close.
Yeah. Most outstanding wrestler, Kenny Omega, of
Mm-hmm.
course. Feud of the year, Gargano and Ciampa.
Mm-hmm.
Match of the year, Omega versus Okada,
Okay.
and wrestler of the year, Kenny Omega.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
that's all.
mean, I don't really I don't really disagree with the majority of that, to be honest with you. Some of it just makes me do the things that make you go, hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, like it's yeah. But we know who's running the observer over there, you know. And speaking of that, a quick segue. Harlem Heat is going into the Hall of Fame,
yeah, when I
which
saw that, I was so stoked.
I'm very like I'm so pissed because I low key want to just go to New York to just go to the Hall of Fame. If I had the money to do it, I would just go just to see that, because those two and it's crazy because I've been arguing with fucking neckbeards, racist neckbeards on Facebook all week about this shit. They're like, oh, Booker T is going in for the second time. It's like, oh, but you didn't say shit when Ric Flair did it, and you're not gonna say shit when Shawn Michaels does it this
Right.
time as well. So it's like, come on. Then the argument was, well, Stevie Ray wasn't that good, and it's like,
What?
look, they're going in as a tag team. They are, or they were the 10-time tag team champs. I don't think a lot of the people that were talking shit on Facebook that I was discussing with, I don't think they seen like the run that they did. And the thing with Harlem Heat that I liked about them the most is that they were relatable because they wasn't doing dumbass gimmicks like they were doing in WWF. They didn't have them coming out dancing and being pimps and shit like
Right.
how they did my homie Two Cold Scorpio with Flash Funk. They didn't
Right,
have
exactly.
so they were very relatable. They looked at like guys that like I knew, quote
They look like
unquote
normal
from
people that were badass.
they were just black dudes that just went and just whooped everybody ass. And Dave Meltzer said that they didn't deserve to be in. Only Booker should be in.
That's so weird though. Harlem Heat was such an important tag team, especially being like one of the first dominant black tag teams. I mean, like, come on.
Yeah, and my thing is they were so dominant in WCW, especially in the time. And look, we're gonna keep it completely real. WCW, it was kind of racist down there. They thrived in, we heard the stories of Ole Anderson and everything in the office. They had to go through all that and they still were like, billed as good, good wrestlers and shit. And they didn't have them do dumb shit over there or whatever at WCW, but it was a bad time. And I think JR even talked about it. It's like, look, this business is really not, believe it, believe what you want. It's not really in WCW. It wasn't catered for. You didn't see too many black guys
Right.
on WCW. And
But that's why I
yeah,
think they're so important. And that's why it's like baffling to me that he would say, oh, they don't deserve to go in as a tag team. Like, what?
yeah. But Dave Meltzer, he's been saying a lot of like
Stupid
crazy
shit.
shit. And a lot of people have been calling him out. I know Nia Jax called him out the other day because he made a report about Roman Reigns like leukemia, about like the treatments that he's doing. And Nia Jax was like, how the fuck do you know? Are you like his doctor? So how do you know what he's doing? And
Right.
I'm happy that Harlem Heat is going in. One of my favorite tag teams of all time. I'm glad Stevie Ray is getting some props too, and because he's one of my favorite people, and I love his when he did have a podcast. He do have a new one coming out, and I already know it's gonna be crazy. So because he
Yeah.
always calls out like racist people, and he doesn't hold his tongue for anybody. So he said he has something to say about Dave Meltzer too at the Hall of Fame. So he's just gonna save what he got to say to him. So that was
Mm.
cool. Chelsea Green breaks her wrist.
Yeah. So sad.
And
She's
sad,
so amazing. And
sad.
it was her debut match at Full Sail, and she broke her wrist really badly, and she had surgery. She won her match though.
Yeah, she still won.
She still won the match. And she also has been having a really good attitude about it. And she's been showing videos of, Zack Ryder trying to help her with her hair and stuff. And
Yeah,
I mean, it's just really sad because that woman works so hard and she is so very nice. And she's put in a
yeah,
lot of time in and out of the ring to help make wrestling better in general. So much love to
yeah,
her
for
and
sure.
quick
Yeah,
healing.
speedy recovery. Yeah. X-Pac, he said he was bothered that WWE doesn't recognize him for being like really low key the first ever cruiserweight really in WWE if you think about it.
1, 2, 3, kid.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, if you look back, he was doing a lot of that crazy stuff, and I mean, he technically is the last light heavyweight champion that
Mm-hmm.
WWE has had, you know. So I kind of feel him on that. I would, you know, I mean, Edge Pac is a pioneer of that, you know, but you know, you can't always get what you want, you know. But I feel him. I feel him.
And I mean, I don't think anybody's not recognizing what he did, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't really know where he's coming from. Maybe he's just annoyed that they don't mention it and they only mention him as part of DX.
Right. Yeah, they don't
I'm guessing that's what he means by that,
yeah,
you
but you
know?
know, really, like, you know, if you think about it, like, look, I remember the run as a 1, 2, 3 kid, and it was a hot angle, you know, especially with him and
Yeah.
Razor Ramon and stuff like that. But you know, after that, you know, you kind of went to WCW and you joined a group NWO there, so you wasn't really featured as a single competitor.
Solo, right. You
Yeah,
weren't a solo act anymore. Like,
yeah, and then you came back to WWF and you were in a group, you know, and then after DX, you teamed up with Albert to make X Factor, and then you teamed up with Just Incredible. Like you wasn't really by yourself, really. So I mean, I get it, you know, but he did do a lot of innovative things that cruiserweights wasn't even, you know, like I said, you wasn't even seeing people doing like head scissors and hurricanranas and shit like that really in WWF. Only him, you know, and then, you know,
right.
obviously WCW came around, they just took that and went on steroids. So yeah, Gallows and Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
That
Supposedly, they are not re-signing their contracts. However, you have to take that with like a grain of salt. So they were offered supposedly again millions of dollars, like a ridiculous um excuse me, a ridiculous contract like worth millions and millions of dollars. But apparently they don't have any intention to re-sign with WWE, which is kind of crazy because it was so big when they debuted. You know what I mean? It
mhm.
was it was huge.
Yeah.
But debuted, I should say, with WWE. So
Yeah.
yeah, supposedly they turned down a multi-million-dollar contract to remain with WWE. I mean, who knows? Their contracts are set to expire later this year in the fall, and WWE is basically like throwing money at people left and right,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and they're not saying anything. So they have until like September-ish to re-sign.
I
But
feel that they resign. I feel, you know, me
I
personally.
think I think they're going to resign simply because they can really work this to their advantage, you know, financially, because WWE does not want to lose another flock of people,
Yeah, especially
especially
now.
to AEW. So I think it's kind of cool that they can play their cards close to the chest because they do have that power potentially.
Yeah.
But you know, then again, Carl Anderson posted a video about like his kid saying, "Don't believe, you know, don't believe everything you read." So
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah. Like I said, I would love for them to stay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's man. But yeah, so WrestleMania 22 days away. Um
Yeah, pretty big announcement made this week ish. Big
yeah,
question mark.
yeah, well, we got a
Um,
hostess.
yeah, the hostess with the mostest
Yeah.
question mark. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, New Day was they were the host. The Rock has been a host. But now the goddess Alexa Bliss is gonna be your hostess with the mostest of
Yeah.
WrestleMania in 22 days and counting.
Yeah, you know, which is I all right. I'm happy that she's
Mm-hmm.
the host, but I feel like for the most part that she's I don't know if she's not cleared to
Mm-hmm.
wrestle or I don't know, but I like it because um she can still get the camera time. and be seen, and stuff like that. It's not like they oh well, you're not clear to wrestle, so you can't do anything. So making her the host will work. Hopefully, at this point the card has shaped up to be so good. It wouldn't matter if she wasn't a good host or a bad host. Like it don't matter. I'm happy for her,
Right.
but I'm it's I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But like I said, I'm with it. It could have been worse. It could have been fucking Amber Moon. So, you
Well,
know,
wait a minute. She's out with injury. Come on.
yeah, I know, but it's just congratulations to Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, it's
Congratulations.
just like surreal. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it kind of makes me a little worried that that means that she's got some serious injury going on because why would they
yeah,
not find her in a match? Why would
yeah.
she not
Maybe you know
go?
what? Maybe it's just like the cliche. We don't have nothing for you right now. You
Yeah, I
know?
mean, that might be exactly right. And they know that she sells tickets and she sells a crap ton of merch. So maybe they just want to have her face on the poster and on the chair and on the cups and so they can have the Alexa Bliss area in the WWE Superstore. Or maybe they're just
Yeah,
saying this and then she's going to come in and, that's going to be an angle. She's your host, but, your hostess, but she's going to get involved in one of the matches. I would really like to see Alexa versus Asuka, but that's just
yeah.
me.
That's it. No, that's what I thought they would do. Because right
Yeah,
now Oscar really doesn't have anyone to fight. I don't.
exactly.
Unless they're going the Sonya Deville route, which they might. Who knows? Or I don't know. I thought that's what they were going to do, but well, I guess we have 22 days to wait and see what's going to happen. So yeah, WrestleMania. So before we get to WrestleMania, we had Fastlane, and boy, yeah, um,
Uh oh.
yeah, boy, it was interesting. So we had
Wait, can I just point out something? You know how they're
yeah,
always like hyping matches and they're super stoked, but then they're like card subject to change.
yeah,
I feel like that was the theme of Fastlane. Like,
yeah. I was
okay,
not expecting that first match. I do like it though,
hmm,
but I thought like because it was supposed to be originally Rey Mysterio versus Andrade,
right,
and a lot of people were mad, like, "Oh man, why they on the pre-show?" And I'm like, "No, actually, they're going to get a lot of time.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
like they're going to get a lot of time. So it's not like it's going to be like a quick ass match." But then I find out on Twitter. First of all, I forgot even Fastlane was even coming on that day, and I didn't even smoke that day. But then I see a tweet. Yeah, it's been changed to a fatal four way for the United States Championship, and it's been added to the main card. So I was like, oh, I guess, all right, it works because then, we get to see um Samoa Joe and R-Truth as well. So the first match, Big E and Xavier Woods against Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev. The New Day picked up the victory for that, I believe. Um
Hmm.
cool match. It was okay. I mean, I feel bad for Nakamura and
Yeah,
Rusev. Kind of like, what the fuck, they got Nakamura there, and he's kind of just another guy, just kind of wasting away at the shore.
I
You
really thought
know,
that when it was the United States of Nakamura, it was gonna be like more, just more the Shinsuke that like I love, and instead it's just like he seems like he's like this fake comic book villain now. Like, why? I still don't understand why him and Rusev are a tag team because they were going at each other like a month ago, and now they're like this evil tag team that's like, all right, we're just gonna destroy everybody, and then it doesn't actually happen that way anyway.
yeah, like yeah, it's sad. It's a sad sight for both of them. We go to the main card, and the Usos versus Miz and Shane McMahon. This was actually a good match due to the fact that the Usos are probably the best tag team in WWE. They carried the match. There was one weird spot where Shane and I think it was Jay, they like collided in midair for
Mm-hmm.
some strange reason. Um, Obviously the Usos, they won their tag titles back, and no, they already had the belts. I'm tripping. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they won. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
won the match.
retained.
Yeah. So they
And
retained
still.
and still. And after the match, you see Shane like helping up Miz and telling him everything's okay. And then
Being
beats
like,
some
they're the
and
best
shit.
friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then beats the living shit out of him. And
And then
yeah.
he like beat up his dad.
But see, that's my thing is Mr. Miz, he's a bad actor.
Oh,
Like it was horrible. Like it was horrible. Like you would think
horrible like his haircut, but yeah.
oh man, you would think if anyone was seeing their son getting their ass kicked, they would jump over the and try to help. Like he just stood there and just watched his son just get beat to sleep, but by Shane McMahon of all people. But
Right.
uh, so yeah, that happened. So Shane is a heel now. Asuka versus Mandy Rose actually was it was a fast match, and they
Yeah.
had a spot where Mandy slipped on the apron because Sonya Deville lifted up the thing to try to put a kendo stick in a match. She slipped. Asuka caught her with a fucking spinning kick that was brutal, and Asuka and still.
Yeah,
Um,
that slow motion kick, like the way that Mandy's face was
oh man,
like smeared across her own face. I was like, whoo.
yeah, that was brutal. That was brutal, and yeah, wow. So then we go into the back. Kofi meets with Mr. McMahon, and the New Day is there as well. He
Mhm.
said that Kofi has been added to the WWE Championship match, but Kingston gets in the ring, and then it's announced that it's actually a handicap match, which I thought was completely stupid, a
Yep.
complete waste of time. Why even say Kofi's going to be? I mean, I get it, long run, for Kofi to get his moment, but it's
Yeah,
like,
it's the build.
yeah, it's like, come on, because what this did was made the night later on more awkward, So the bar
Yeah.
beat the shit out of Kofi Kingston. Yeah. The Revival versus Aleister Black and Ricochet, Chad Gable, and Bobby Roode. The Revival won. This was a good match. It was a couple botches, but for the most part, this is what you would get from when you have a team that's kind of high flying, then you have like uh Roode and Gable, and then that's like technical, and then you have the Revival that's really old school, just on the ground. So good match with that. Rey Mysterio versus Andrade versus R-Truth versus Samoa Joe. Of course, Samoa Joe retains by tapping out Rey Mysterio. Um, I thought that was a good match. And it opens the door for okay, who's going to challenge for the U.S. title come WrestleMania, because I'm pretty sure he had to fight somebody. He has a fucking belt.
Yeah,
So
I mean, he has to. And also his intensity is awesome. I think that
yeah,
the the mic work of Joe is so good, and it syncs up with his ring work, which I think sometimes you're like, well, they're really good on the mic, or they're really good in the ring, they're really technical, they're very and then it
yeah,
doesn't mesh. Samoa Joe in general is like one of those rare beings where like in my opinion, Kevin Owens is amazing on the mic. Like he is brilliant, he's hilarious, he's cutting, he's just awesome. I
yeah.
don't care for him as a wrestler whatsoever.
All right.
But Samoa Joe, I think he's fucking scary as shit on the mic,
Yeah,
in the ring. He's
he's very
perfection.
believable. He is
Yeah.
very believable, and I feel like just going back to, I remember his match that he had with Brock. I remember they had their promo, and he was talking so much shit to Brock, and it looked like he kind of pissed Brock off for real. But I mean, it's fucking believable. Like
Right.
I like that, So yeah, that happened. And then we go to, let me look, let me scroll. Oh yeah. I hate to say it. I hate.
Was
You know what I'm
where
about to say,
are
Val.
you trying to tell me that there was a piss break?
Yes, it was a piss. It was a piss break. Sasha Banks and Bailey taking on Nia Jackson, Tamina, and I really wanted to like this match.
And I
There
gotta
was a lot of
say, in your defense, you were extraordinarily supportive of female athletes. So
yes, I am.
it's not like you're taking a piss break, calling it a piss break just because you're like, oh, it's the women and I don't care. It's just this match was not.
Yeah. Hey, don't get me wrong. The Bar versus Kofi Kingston was a piss break too. That
I
was a piss
know.
break
Oh
too.
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I was upset with this match because man, it was a
Did it
couple spots that were fucked up and
was it the
two,
fact that Beth Phoenix was quote unquote on commentary but really had not much to say and the spots were kind of janky and that
yeah, it
you know
was
the
not it was not polished at all. And
right, which is surprising because these four women are good wrestlers. Like
they've
I know
wrestled each other so many
like
times.
so many times.
And yeah, it was just so many botches in the during the match and even after the match when Nia Jax was going for the leg drop and Tamina was on the rope and Tamina couldn't bounce off, not Tamina, Nia Jax couldn't bounce off the rope because Tamina was holding the fucking rope. And yeah, it just looked awkward, but
Yeah.
it wasn't Lacey Evans bad. So I mean, I guess, so yeah, so Beth Phoenix and Natalia, I think they both came out and got beat to sleep. So,
Well, and they are best friends in real life, so it's
yeah,
interesting to see them be a tag team. And it's also like fascinating to me that Natty and Rhonda used to be like super best friends out of nowhere, and now it's like doesn't even get mentioned whatsoever.
yeah, the Divas of Doom. Interesting, yeah. So now we get to Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens and the surprising Mustafa Ali. Now this is where it got awkward because obviously we wanted Kofi to be in a match, and we also want Mustafa Ali to be in this match too, but
Right.
I got the same energy of when Rey Mysterio came out at number 30 at the 2014 Royal Rumble, when people was really wanting Daniel Bryan to be in the Rumble and he wasn't, but in Mustafa Ali's case, he because it was he was out there, everyone was chanting, "We want Kofi," and by the
Hmm.
middle of the match, all that shit was done.
Yeah,
He
because Ali is
yeah,
so good.
yeah, he killed it. He put his body on the line, and the finish of the match with him colliding with I think he was about to do like a moonsault or some shit, and fucking Daniel Bryant caught him in midair with the running
Hmm.
knee. Beautiful thing. And you know what's crazy? I can't take anything away from Kevin Owens, but I don't remember much from him from the match besides him doing a stunner. You know,
Well, and this is my thing. Like I get into it with people all the time. Boy, the neckbeards love to hate me when I say I don't care for
yeah,
Kevin Owens as a wrestler. I used to love him as Kevin Steen. He did crazy shit, and I'm not saying you got to break your own neck for me to like you as a wrestler. I
right.
just feel like he's so tame nowadays that there's nothing that's like, you know,
Nothing crazy. Yeah, he doesn't.
yeah, and I'm not saying he has to do like the 450 splash every 5 minutes like Ali does. Like I'm not saying that, or
Yeah.
like like the ricochet, like doing crazy moonsaults off the top of a cage. Like no, I'm not saying that. I just don't see him as one of the strongest in-ring wrestlers at this time.
And that's
You
how I
know.
feel about Seth Rollins. Everyone's all on like Seth Rollins like ball sack. And it's like I love Tyler Black.
Hmm.
But like this new Seth Rollins, he's very, and I get it. You got to be safe in the ring. You can't be crazy. He's had a bad knee injury. So I
Hmm.
get it. But yeah. So then we go to, oh my God,
Oh, well,
Charlotte
Brian,
Flair.
Brian, wait, hang on. You
Oh,
never mentioned that Brian pinned Ali.
oh yeah, yeah, he did. I didn't. I
So
didn't want to. I didn't want to. I didn't want.
you
Yeah.
didn't
Name
even want
Brian.
to say. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, and still.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. Now, once again, I am all for women. I am. But this was a stupid match.
It's stupid. Even I think so. And I'm the
Just
biggest Charlotte mark that ever was.
they had Becky come out limping and like completely like useless in this
Yep.
match. And I know why. They just set it up for Ronda to run out super awkward in the middle of the match and just punch Becky Becky Lynch in the stomach to the disqualify. No, she punched Charlotte. So Becky Lynch won by disqualification. That makes it a triple threat because it added Becky into the thing. Now, my opinion, and this is just my opinion only. I don't want people getting mad at you about anything. We
Mhm.
know, we know this match is going on last at WrestleMania,
It needs to be.
but we know why. We know why. It's all because of Ronda Rousey. If this was just Charlotte Flair versus Becky, this would not be going on last. And that's the only reason why I hate that it's going on last. I love it because yes, it's about time that women close a WrestleMania. That I think that would be a great moment, especially for little girls watching. But I hate the fact that they bring in, and I know, Ronda's been around for a while, and she's been there for a year and stuff like that. But when you look at Ronda Rousey, you don't consider her one of like a wrestler. Like a lot of people still, when they mention Ronda Rousey, like when I go out to these bars and talk to these fucking dumbasses out there, they always bring up like her UFC shit. And it's
Right.
always like, oh, she wrestles now. Oh, okay. It's not like, oh shit, she's the Raw's Women Champion, and like they don't talk about that. And I feel, I just hate that. That's the only reason why the women's match is going on last, because it's centered around Ronda Rousey. And I get it, she's a big name and things like that, but it's just unfortunate that that's the case. But hey, I'm all for it. Like I said, I think it's about time that women get a chance to close out the biggest show of the year, and I
Right.
know they're going to have a great match. Just just let's just stop with this fake fucking injury with Becky Lynch with her leg and shit. Just let them have a good fucking match. And yeah, that's just my 2 cents on it. But yeah, Becky won by disqualification, and now she's entered into the match, which makes it a triple threat. Now, this was a shit break moment for me, and and I hate it. Look, we know why they. First of all, I don't think Dean Ambrose is leaving. I don't think he's leaving. Number one. Number two.
It's just so weird how they keep touting that he's not, and like they put it all out there, and like it's just so weird.
Yeah, like I don't think he's leaving. Number one. Number two, I get it. The last hurrah. And it was just so forced. You had Dean Ambrose going crazy for the last 3 months, trying to kill Seth Rollins, becoming Bane, and then all of a
Hmm.
sudden now, okay, let's just put them back together. And then they had the match with Baron Corbin, which look, that's why that list is bullshit. I think Baron Corbin is the most improved, especially like coming from when he first started. His battle when he won the Andre the Giant
Hmm.
thing, from those days to now, like he's an incredible wrestler now. Just that everyone fucking hates him because he's wrestling in regular clothes. I think that's all it is, But I think he's good. Bobby Lashley is Bobby Lashley, and obviously Drew McIntyre, the Scottish psychopath, which I heard about 8 times during that match.
Oh my God, I
Um,
know.
you know, um, I just felt like this was a house show match to me. That's what it felt like to me. Like it didn't feel like, oh man, this is really the last time the Shield is going to be together. Like it didn't feel like a special moment to me. But like I
Right.
said, the Shield won. I knew that was going to happen. And they shared a moment at the end, and that was it. That was Fastlane. I gave the show a C. I gave it a C.
See,
Yeah,
wow.
I gave it a C.
All right.
It was. I don't know.
So it was average. So it was average. It wasn't
Yes,
super bad, but it wasn't super great. It was a show.
yes, yes.
It was
So
just, I mean, it wasn't as bad as Raw. Raw was really bad to the point where when I was watching it with my girlfriend Julie, like my Phoenix roommate,
Yeah.
I was texting you going, am I really watching this?
Yeah. This
Like,
it was a rough. I say
like,
this every week. It's a tough watch.
I think
I
that's
gotta
why they
make that
call
into a shirt.
every week Raw's a tough watch.
It's a tough
Or
watch.
just a black shirt with red writing. Monday
Yeah.
night was a tough watch.
Yeah, it is, man. And
But like, I mean, I just don't. Okay, so I was very confused when I was messaging you. Like, so Paul Heyman's coming out and he's like talking Seth Rollins about Brock, and Seth Rollins even started brocking, and I was like, "What is going on? Am I high? What is happening?"
man,
And
yeah.
then out of nowhere, like Shelton Benjamin, who is a mega babe, super amazing. I love him.
Oh
I
my
do.
God.
I
Look,
know I have a crush on him. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. He's a babe, but that doesn't mean that he should just come out. I don't know. Like what? Why? Why
look,
was he here? Why was he
no,
even on
listen,
Raw?
no, listen. I am for Shelton Benjamin being
Okay.
on Raw. This is why. And it all goes, it's full circle. I always wanted to see, and I know we're probably still not going to get it, the Minnesota stretching crew. I always
Right,
want
right,
to
right.
see, and really, if you look at the history, Shelton Benjamin was the guy that was there with Brock. They were looking at Shelton Benjamin and found Brock as well. And he's he's a guy that supposedly like know him. He had I thought it was a great match he had with Seth Rollins for a tough watch on Monday night.
Yeah.
Um, he's not doing anything on SmackDown.
No, but I was just like, this is my problem. Like if they're doing away with the brand split, which I'm all for, because
Yeah,
when we start talking about how we watch the same matches every single week, you can't if you have four four options, it's either going to be A, B, C, D, and a combination of those four. But if
mhm,
you have like 27 different options, you could
yeah,
have A wrestle double A or A wrestle Q or Q wrestle B or whatever,
right,
and you could
right,
change it up and keep it fresh, which is
yeah,
why I think the brand split is bogus. And I mean, I'm stoked that just like totally out of nowhere, he just shows up and here he is on Raw. But I'm also like, why? Are you done with the brand split? Are we doing a new draft? Like, because I mean, why are Charlotte and Becky fighting for the Raw Women's Championship with Ronda? And Shelton Benjamin is coming out of nowhere and is all of a sudden Brock Lesnar or Paul Heyman's henchman. Like what?
yeah.
What is
I
why?
don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it. It
And I'm
was
not even
interesting.
like I'm not even like a storyline person that gets angry when there's no continuity, but this just makes no sense. Like either say the brand split is no more and we're going to give you more variety because variety is the spice of life. Or like say yes, you're in the, like you're not going to go from the Cubs to the White Sox just because they
Oh
both play
hell
in
no!
Chicago.
Fuck
You
the
know what I
White
mean?
Sox. Yeah,
Well,
like no. Yeah, yeah,
awkward.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I
But
mean? I mean, you're not even going to go from the AL to the NL without like some hullabaloo and explanation.
yeah,
Like, you know
but
what I mean?
my
It's
thing
just,
is, I think Shelton, and it's crazy because Jim Ross said this. He said that out of the whole class of the OVW, well, him, the Shelton Benjamin, Brock, Cena, Batista, and Orton. He said, Shelton Benjamin was like the best one. Like
yeah,
he was like the most
absolutely. That's why I
athletic.
love him.
Yeah, and it's crazy because Shelton Benjamin is I believe 43. And I was arguing
God,
with
he's
Nick.
such a
I was
babe.
I was arguing with Nick Beers again on Facebook. I'm just about to delete Facebook really. And it was just Nick Beers, and they're like, oh my God, why is Shelton Benjamin on there? He doesn't deserve to get a push. It's like it's not a push. Like, what are you talking about? Number one. Number two, you're complaining about all these people being old, but yet you have R-Truth who just had a US title and he's 46. You
Hmm.
have Daniel Bryant who's 38, about to be 39. You have Samoa Joe who's 40. You have Bobby Lashley that's 42. So what are you talking about? Brock Lesnar's 41. What are you talking about?
Hmm.
Like, I don't get it, but I feel like a lot of these neckbeards, they don't know shit. They just look at Shelton Benjamin and they remember him. Oh, he was there during the ruthless aggression era, so he's automatically a dinosaur. But
Yeah.
I thought it was a decent match. Even though Seth Rollins got the pin, which I didn't think he should have got, but they gave it to Seth anyway because he's Seth freaking Rollins. Um, then we had Bobby Lashley becoming the Intercontinental Champion for the second time. Um, I did not like this match.
Yeah.
And the only reason I didn't like the match is because Leo Rush came out and helped Bobby Lashley. I feel like Bobby's too big
Right.
to need Leo Rush to help him. It should be the other way around.
That was the comments in this house was why is that dude helping him again? And I was like, well, here's the thing. You
Yeah.
know, I mean,
And that's not to take anything away from Leo Rush. I thought their promo that they did afterwards online was incredible. Leo Rush and Bobby Lashley, because they work really well together. But like, it's come on, Leo Rush, But I get it. We get the title off of Finn Balor. I'm pretty sure they're going to set up some match for WrestleMania, and we get the Demon.
mhm.
So that happened. We had Ricochet and Aleister Black defeating Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. No, no surprise there.
Mhm.
Nia Jax defeated Natalia, and Beth Phoenix was out there as well, and she was looking jacked.
Yeah,
Boy,
dude.
yeah, I know
She's she's so awesome.
yeah, I know she's throwing the edge around the bedroom. Whoa,
Ah!
yeah, yeah. So that happened. Then we had and I'm glad this is happening. Kurt Angle came out and said, "Look, this is it. I gotta retire." You
I'm glad
know,
that he did it in Pittsburgh too. It's his hometown.
yes, I'm glad he did it, and I'm glad he said, "Look, I just want one last match at WrestleMania, and then I'm going to go off into the sunset. Thank you for everything that you've done." And he was really choked up. I very emotional about it. And his opponent was Apollo Crews, and I want to give credit to Apollo Crews because he made Kurt Angle's suplexes look incredible.
Yeah.
Because Kurt, look, there's been word, around backstage, like he can barely like move anymore. Like they, some people say it's hard for him to get like in and out of like the car and shit like that. He has some injuries that he's dealing with. And I know Kurt said not that long ago in one of his IG stories, he's like, look, if I can't be 2006 Kurt Angle, I'm not going to be able to like wrestle, and we've noticed it in his matches. He's been kind of slow, kind of clunky a little bit. He's definitely not Pillhead Kurt anymore, which I
No.
still think is like I think that was like his ultimate, like, I'm trying to figure out something, like, his overall was like 99 when he was in TNA. Like, he was incredible, and a lot of people don't even know that because they didn't watch.
Because they didn't watch TNA.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so he defeated Apollo Crews, of course, but yeah, shout out to Apollo Crews for making Kurt Angle look almost like the old self. And fuck all the other guys that he's fought so far that's made him look like shit.
Right.
Because yeah, like, come on, if you know this guy can't throw suplexes like he can't, hey, fucking help him out, but
That's part of wrestling is, you're in the ring together, you're working together, you want to keep each
yeah,
other safe, you want to make each other look good.
yeah,
Like
Kurt,
that's
Kurt
that's
yeah, he's a
honestly it.
legend. He's a legend, but so we go backstage, and I know one of the interviewers interviewed Baron Corbin and replayed his comments about not Baron Corbin, Roman Reigns, saying like if he ever comes back, he has a beating waiting for him. So he's like, fine, yeah, I said it, I'll fight him tonight. Roman Reigns comes out, and Baron Corbin is nowhere to be found because Drew McIntyre comes out there and beats the living shit out of Roman Reigns. They play it off like which I'm on the fence about, because after he got beat up, Seth came out there, is like, hey, like, you got to get up, and he's like, oh, my head hurts, but I'm okay. So they're making it seem like, oh, he's too sick
Right. Like
to
he's
fight.
weak.
Yeah, he's too sick
It's
to fight.
I think what it is, it's because his hair is so short.
That is true. Yeah, that is short hair Reigns is
It's the shortest hair Roman Reigns we've seen in WWE maybe ever.
yeah, definitely. Especially since since he changed his name, because I remember when he was Leaky in
Mm-hmm.
NXT, his hair was kind of like that. But
Right.
yeah,
I mean,
they
like long bobs are all the rage. So go for it, Roman.
yeah, so I didn't like that, but whatever. So
I
Dean
also like that like Dean lost his mind about it. Like
yeah. Yeah. So oh, you know what? I forgot all about this segment because it's not in there. We had Triple H come out and
oh yeah, oh glittery jacket Batista. Oh,
yes, I
that
love
jacket was amazing.
I love Hollywood Batista. I love
Yeah,
Hollywood
same.
Joe Batista. And their promo was really good. It was rough, but it was good. And the reason that it was rough because and I'm noticing that a lot with the promos lately. And I don't know if this is a Bruce Pritchard thing or whatever. I feel like they're letting people do more of their own stuff. It's not so scripted,
Right. But
yeah,
I also feel like people are tripping over their words a lot. I mean, Rhonda does constantly, and that's one of the biggest people issue that people seem to have with her. But even Triple H was tripping over his own words, and like Charlotte
yeah,
sometimes stumbles, and Batista like I can't remember exactly what it was, but I was like, really, bro? And then I got
yeah,
distracted by his jacket. So um, I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe it's too verbose. I don't know.
Yeah, but I like it because I feel like the wrestlers should have some freedom because it's very difficult to memorize a whole fucking promo and
A soliloquy?
yeah,
Yes.
and if that promo's not you, then you're gonna see that oh, this guy's just fucking just reading some shit or
Yeah.
so I'm with it, but yeah, so they agreed to a fight. Batista was yelling, "Give me what I
Give me my
want."
match. Give me what I want. What I
Yes, give
want.
me what I want.
Give me what
And
I want.
it's gonna be no holds barred. So
My review for the entire show was I'm gonna yell at you.
yeah,
That was my review for the show. Like you gave Fastlane a C. I'm giving this and I'm gonna yell at you. Like because
yeah,
that's basically all that happened the entire night.
yes, it
There
was
was very little wrestling.
a lot of
There was a
yelling.
whole lot of yelling. And it made me like message you multiple times going, am I watching this right? Like what
Yeah,
is it
yeah,
was surreal.
it was a lot of wrestling, a lot
Give
of
me what I
yelling.
want.
Yeah.
Give me what I want. I was
So
like, is he having a seizure? Like, what
yeah,
is happening?
he was going through a thing, but he did say thank you very
Yeah,
calmly
he's very
afterwards.
polite.
Yeah, he was very polite. So so we're going to see that.
After
And
we gave him what he want,
but
like it was.
I'm on the fence about this match. I just don't want to see another Brother of Destruction DX ordeal. I feel like, those two guys are going in combined age of 98. Um,
But here's the thing. First off, Batista is in infinitely better shape than either of the two of them,
that is true. That is
and
true.
he has been asking for this for well over a year now. I mean, I remember when they were talking about is Batista going to be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble last year, like, and that's how he would get his match that he wants to close his career out. I mean, when I was watching him, geez, was it the Avengers? It was at C2E2, so it must have been last March. He was talking about how he wanted a WrestleMania match, like, because, he was on a panel for the Avengers, and some fucking comic book wrestling mark like said, are you officially done with wrestling now? And he was like, actually, I really would love to do at least one more match, but it's got to be a full program with Hunter Hearst Helmsley. It's got to be a full program with Hunter, or it's not worth the time to me. So I
Yeah.
mean, he's been envisioning this for a long time. So I feel like not only has he been training this whole time and we just didn't know about it because Hunter tore his titty, otherwise they would have had this match earlier, I feel like.
Yeah, they they plan to see that the Raw 1000. So
Right.
yeah,
I mean, but it's I mean even longer than that. You know what I mean? So I think it has a potential to be really, really good.
Yeah.
Notice I said potential to be really, really good.
We shall. We'll see. Yeah. Afterwards, Dean Ambrose goes to Triple H, says he wants Drew McIntyre in a match. He says, "Hell yeah, you're on. There's no hold barred." We fast forward, and they're all over the place, all over the arena, and the ending result was Drew McIntyre beating the living shit out of Dean Ambrose. I did love the fact that when he gave Ambrose a low blow, Renee Young went kind of crazy, like, "Hey,"
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. She was like shrieking. She was like, "Wow, wow."
Yeah, so that was kind of cool, but it makes me seem like when he did that Claymore to him at the end,
Oh
on the
yeah.
guardrail, are they writing him off TV? Is that it? Is that
I don't know.
is that the last we see of Dean Ambrose? You know?
I just thought it was so weak that he was just like, "Oh, I'm just gonna hang out in this guardrail." Like,
Yeah.
it just seemed so weird. Like he was like at Frontierland at Disneyland and taking his, you know, tourist photo of his head through the shit, what is it called? Where they put you in the wood and they leave you in the town square and you're held up by your head and your hands and you have to sit there and everybody throws tomatoes at you. What the hell is it called? But it's like
Sounds like some white people shit. I don't
it
know.
is some white people shit. That's why it's at Frontierland at Disneyland. It's definitely white people shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's just like it just seems so weak sauce. Like it seems so weak that he was just like, "Well, I'm gonna sit here in this railing and I'm gonna wait for you to claymore my face." Like, I don't know.
So yeah, that was Raw.
That was brutal, is what you meant to say.
It was a very tough watch.
I'm gonna yell at you, is what it was.
Yeah, it was. But they did kind of make it up with SmackDown.
Yeah.
It started with Shane coming out with his trophy and being full heel, even grabbing Greg Hamilton and making him reintroduce himself. Pretty much just came out and said, "Look, I'm just gonna fight Shane at WrestleMania," and that's it. Pretty much. So it's not, and we didn't see Miz on the show or anything like that. To even he just basically said, "Look, we're gonna have a match at WrestleMania." And I'm tired of carrying you. So another thing I don't understand, but I get it because this is good because we haven't had a heel Shane for many years.
Yeah.
So it's
Shane,
a breath of
when
fresh air.
the last time that Shane was a heel, I don't think he had even a hair of gray on his head.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
And now he's like solid gray.
Yeah.
And by the way, it was the stocks. That's what it is. When they put your head and your hands in a thing. Or no, pillory. That's what it is. All right, never mind. Sorry. Nerd. History nerd. Sorry. But yeah, it's been a long ass time since we had heel McMahon. Like in Shane, anyway. Shane usually is like the good guy that everybody likes. He's a good time Shane O'Mac. But now he's like Shane O'Mean.
Yeah, Shane O'Mean. That is that works. That definitely works. Yeah. So we go into Aleister Black and Ricochet and the Hardys against the Bar, Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev. And it ended in a double disqualification because I believe the New Day came out there and just beat the shit
everybody's ass.
Yeah. So whatever. Oscar defeated Sonya Deville.
Can we chalk that up under whatever?
Yeah, whatever. Rey Mysterio and R-Truth, they defeated Samoa Joe and Andrade. Like I said, it was a good show. Just a lot of yeah. But my favorite part, is AJ and our Randy Orton's promo.
Oh my god, they were just like battle of the shit talk. I felt like it was like your mama's got a glass eye with a fish in it. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I was waiting for the your mama jokes.
It was dope. And but the thing is that I like this promo, even though and it's an inside joke. I think they're like the two of the racist people in the company. Especially like AJ and Clandy Orton. But it's everything that Orton was saying it was really true, and that's why I liked it when he said, I don't understand how this is the house that AJ Styles built. I don't understand because in 2002 AJ was wrestling for $10 a night in a high school gymnasium, which is nothing wrong with that. May I?
No. In fact, I can't wait to watch people do that tomorrow.
Yes, in front of 12 people while I was in the WWE making my in-ring debut. He said in 2004, AJ Styles was shaking hands with his opponents in bingo halls.
But I also like that AJ was like, well, I got here because I earned it. You got here because you're an Orton. You know what I mean?
That is true.
It was cool. It was, I wonder how much they actually talked about, like, because I was just waiting for Randy to be like, the earth is round or something like that,
Yeah.
I wonder how much they were like, okay, dude, are you cool with me saying this? Okay, dude, are you cool well, yeah, I'm cool as long as I can say that. Oh yeah, okay, no worries. Because it was getting pretty intense.
Yeah, it was very intense. Yeah, even the Dixie Carter line that was thrown up in
there.
So
oh man.
Yeah, so and I mean, like he was right. He said, in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, he was the champion. So he doesn't feel that AJ Styles built, this place, and he wants his rent. He's the landlord.
So I gotta say, I thought that SmackDown, it wasn't bad, it wasn't good, it was kind of like an average show. What put it over the top for me was this whole Yamama promo. Like, that's what made me go, oh yeah, that was a good show this week. You know what I mean? Like, just this segment made me stoked so much for the show.
Yeah, I'm actually excited about this match now between Clandy Orton and AJ Styles.
But it's also interesting because it kind of just like, well, I don't want to say came out of nowhere because it RKO'd out of nowhere, but I mean, I don't know, like what, like, okay, suddenly we hate each other. I mean, I guess it's built for a little bit, but it's, you know what I mean? It was a really intense promo, all things considered.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm excited about it, and I would tell you that that promo right there sold me. Like, okay, I gotta watch. I really want to watch. Really want to watch it now. So,
I just hope that, I'm sorry, Patrick. I just hope that they keep them away from each other in the ring. I don't want them to take like that blood boiling hatred and heat and venomous spew that was coming out of both of them, and then all of a sudden it's on next Tuesday on SmackDown. You know what I mean? Because
they're not that smart. You're gonna see them. They're gonna put them in a tag team match with them being partners, and it's not gonna work.
Yeah, they are. They're gonna be like,
like
you gotta tag together, and we're also gonna tie you to each other.
Yeah, somebody's gonna walk out.
Yep.
It's same shit. We've been watching this wrestling shit for a long time, so we know what's going on.
I just really want to see them like send each other messages by just destroying people and shit talking. And I'm not saying showing up to AJ Styles' house and Wendy. I'm not saying that. I just want to see them like build this heat and hatred, this hatred, because it was so good.
Yeah,
it was so good.
Yeah, it was. Then we go to Daniel Bryan and Rowan against Kevin Owens and Mustafa Ali. Daniel Bryan and Rowan won the match. It was okay match. I like it. And
yeah, it was all right.
Then we finished the show with Vince McMahon and Kofi Kingston and the New Day and stuff. And I felt like Kofi's promo was very good, and it felt real, like he was saying his real feelings and stuff like that. And I joke on here a lot about Clandy Orton and AJ Styles and stuff like that, but now I'm starting to think Vince McMahon might be bringing back his racist character this time with Kofi. I know a lot of people kind of fell out of wrestling, but in 2006 when he called John Cena the N word, when he was walking around with a fucking do rag on, and he was the
Oh
ECW
God,
champion,
yeah.
and he had his walk, but it was a little more urban. Um,
Well, a
yeah,
little bit more urban. Oh my gosh.
yeah, he was definitely walking like a pimp for a while. Um, yeah, so he basically said, "Okay, I'm going to give you an opportunity, but you have to go against pretty much all the top guys." Was it's Orton, Samoa Joe, DeBar, and Rowan next week in a gauntlet match. So Freddie Prinze Jr. came out today and tweeted. He said he pitched that idea 10 years ago for Kofi Kingston. He said he
Oh
pitched
wow.
10 years ago and it fell on deaf ears. And he's happy that he's finally getting the push that he deserved. But yeah, so that was the end of SmackDown, and 205 Live was super quick. It was Cedric Alexander defeating Oni Lorcan, which was an insane match. Incredible, like incredible. And the new age Big Papa Pump, Tony Nese defeated Drew Gulak, which was surprising because I thought the finals would be Cedric versus Gulak at
Right.
the right before WrestleMania, because whoever wins this, that's who they go against, Buddy Murphy. So um yeah, like 205 was really really good. And also something that stood out, and I forgot to put in doc, Mike Kanellis once again um talking shit to Drake Maverick, and Drake said, "Hey, all right, I want to give you someone, I want to give you a cruiserweight um of a high caliber. So I'm wondering who he's going to fight, because he was complaining. He's like, look, I don't have any competition. You give me these matches, but I'm just beating the shit out of people. So
Right.
next week, Mike Kanellis is going to be taking on some secret person, and we don't know who it is. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. And he said if he lose, it's going to be consequences to it. So maybe he's going to be fired, or who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But yeah, I'm kind of I kind of want to know who he's going to fight, because I'm looking at the roster and stuff like that, and then I'm looking at the new people that's coming in, like who are they going to have him go against? But they're probably going to end up with Kalisto or some
Yeah.
leak or some shit. So yeah, that was pretty much wrestling this week. That was it. Like, it was Monday was a tough watch. Tuesday was a little bit better. Um, but yeah, that's it. That is it.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot going on, but at the very same time, there's not a lot going on.
Yeah, it was a short week. We're not, to the people that's listening, we're not covering NXT this week because a lot of spoilers are out there anyway.
Yeah.
We
So,
kind of want to just cover it like when it actually happens, because I know so many people that don't like spoilers, like they kind of want to see it when it happens, So a lot of crazy shit happened in NXT. A lot of people made their TV debuts, but we won't speak about it. If you want to find that out, you can just GTS, Google that shit. And yeah, this is like episode 50. Like, I feel like we should have had like a birthday cake,
I know.
some like, but you know
Maybe
what?
we'll have some Malort tomorrow
You know,
or later on.
I okay. I will have more Lord. The only
we can,
way.
we can toast Stokely Hathaway being
Oh,
signed on
yes,
at the
yes,
Performance
yes,
Center.
yes. That's what I want to talk about. I forgot all about that. I am so happy that
Mm-hmm.
Stokely Hathaway has been added to NXT, and it was like literally out of nowhere.
Yeah, it
And
was completely, nobody had any idea. And he's there for being a manager.
yeah, and what's crazy is that he went in with like some good guys, like Robbie E.
Mm-hmm.
From Impact, and I forgot the other guy's name, but I've heard,
Cal Bloom.
yeah, I heard some good stuff about him. Robbie E. Um, Interesting about him. was listening to his podcast, What Happened When, which I thought was like uh outside of Schedule for One Fall, I thought it was the greatest podcast because it had like a great idea. Let me find old wrestlers and stuff like that and talk about their journey and then describe how did everything ended. Like, why
Right.
did they get fired or how they get, what happened. And out of the blue, he made an announcement like, hey, I'm leaving the podcast. And he was doing it with a guy named Matt Coon. I know that sounds racist, but the Matt Coon is not racist at all. And he was just like, yeah, like it was a great experience, and like I just can't do it no more. And even Matt Coon, today, well, not today, but yesterday, when I listened to his new podcast, Total Engagement, he said he had no idea. Like Robbie didn't tell him anything, that he just thought that he just didn't have the time to do the show anymore. And yeah, like, but Big Stoke, man, Stokely Hathaway, an amazing person. Dude, it's going to be interesting seeing what they do with him. But he
Well,
is like,
especially because he's like got the in-ring experience, but he's like essentially everything that I've seen says that he's going to be training as a manager.
yes. So I wonder who he's going to manage, and you can tell that he's loving every moment of it. Just the pictures, him and Mia Yim, and today he posted the picture with Matt Riddle, saying he ran into an old friend and stuff like that. And I haven't heard any bad shit about Mr. Stokely, so it's gonna be interesting.
No, he's good people from everybody that I've heard from.
Yeah. So yes, big congratulations to Stokely Hathaway. I'm definitely gonna drink some Malort in his honor tomorrow and stuff like that. Only if I can get a chicken and waffle taco from the spot next door.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, and I'll make sure we can get you a vegan pizza from I forgot the fucking name.
From
of that.
Demos.
Yeah, Demo or something like that. But
Hey,
yeah,
did you see that Ryan Satin tweeted a picture of Randy Orton with the title around his waist in 2004, and some sign guy in the audience has a sign that says "Sign AJ Styles"?
yes, I did see that. I thought that was incredible, and it's so crazy how we can find shit like that, and everything. I don't want to say everything's coming in full circle because they have no past, but
Right.
it's just funny that
It's interesting.
yeah, some random guy had a fucking sign AJ Styles sign in 2004,
2004. Yeah.
and Randy Orton's in that picture. So
And like strutting his stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, doing the
pretty good.
the Orton pose. Yeah. So, but yeah, this is episode 50.
Oh,
It's it's in the books. It is it is in the bag. It is done. It is finito. I can't wait until Warrior Wrestling and everything, and then to drink Malort and obviously see you tomorrow. You got a lot of traveling to do.
yeah. I'm heading to Sky Harbor, leaving PHX, landing at ORD, leaving PHX at 12:36 a.m. because it is currently 10:16 p.m. here.
Yeah.
And I land at ORD, O'Hare Airport, at 5:55 a.m. And then I'm going to go home and take a little nap. And then I got to take Tall Dad to, unfortunately, Awake, family friend of ours. Yeah. He was 92, but it's still hard.
Still though, yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
Shit.
So we're going to go to Awake. And then my dad's going to hang with some of his cronies. And I'm going to go get my nails did and head on over to Warrior 4.
Yeah.
So I can do my backstage correspondent work.
Yeah, holy shit, yeah. Fuck. I'm gonna light up for Tall Dad.
I'm sure you could probably light up with Tall Dad tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'll just let you go. You got so much shit to do. You gotta, get ready to fucking fly.
Yeah, I'm all packed. I'm ready to go to the airport as soon as we log off. That's when I head on over to the airport.
Yeah.
But I just want to remind people, if you can't attend Warrior Wrestling for tomorrow, Friday night, the 15th, beware the Ides of March is what they're saying. You can still tune in on the High Spots Network. And it's gonna be great. So it's the entire card is insanely good. You can definitely check out High Spots Network. That's at High Spots WN on Twitter, and you can go to highspotswrestlingnetwork.com for $9.99. I mean, it's really super inexpensive, and it's so worth it. There's so many good shows that get streamed on it, so definitely check it out tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see our brothers from other Mark Mothers, Two Heels and a Face, will be they're gonna be at Warrior Wrestling 4, so it's gonna be really exciting. And they have a raffle that's gonna be going on at Warrior 4 in the Fan Fest for Warrior 5. There's gonna be Freelance, there's gonna be Zello, there's gonna be just so many different things. Freelance Underground. It's going to be really, really, really good. So there's a bunch of different things, a bunch of different giveaways that they're doing. So definitely say hello to our boys, and definitely say hi to us if you see us. Please come up and say hi.
Yeah,
we love talking wrestling. Like, there's a reason why Patrick and I have been doing this for 50 episodes. Yeah. Because we love talking wrestling. And I know we primarily now, since Black Market Ivan and La Flama Blanca are doing their own thing, they're kind of doing the cyberpunk thing. They're not really focusing on wrestling. They were the best New Japan correspondents on the planet.
Yeah,
so
I can't pronounce any of those fucking. I can't pronounce any of those fucking.
Well, and admittedly, we both have a very, very full schedule. So we watch the WWE and the indie stuff, and they watch, the New Japan. But so, I mean, talk to us about New Japan. What you want? If you want us to talk about New Japan more, we'll find a way to make it happen. Or maybe, maybe you want to be a guest on the show. Let us know. We could talk New Japan or whatever you want. But I'm super excited for Warrior 4. I can't wait to see the dudes at Wrestling with Unicorns. They'll be there, shooting clips. It's just going to be so good. So good. What a great way to kick off St. Patrick's Day weekend, if that's your thing. What a great way. So we're going to see you guys all at Warrior 4. I sure hope so anyway. And if you have any questions, send them our way on our Twitter, SFOF Podcasts, right? Yeah.
Yes, for sure. We're out. Episode 50 is in the books.